For thousands of years, human beings have lived with a natural rhythm. Daytime is bright because of the sun, and nighttime is dark, lit only by the moon and stars. This pattern controls many parts of life on Earth, including sleep, animal behavior, farming, and scientific observation of space. Now, a new idea from a California startup is challenging this ancient balance. A company called Reflect Orbital wants to place thousands of giant mirrors in space that could reflect sunlight back to Earth at night. While the idea sounds exciting and futuristic, it has also caused serious concern among astronomers, scientists, and environmental experts. Reflect Orbital is a small but ambitious company based in California. Its main idea is to use space mirrors to bring sunlight to Earth during nighttime. The company plans to launch around 4,000 large mirrors into orbit before the year 2030. These mirrors would not float randomly in space. Instead, they would travel in a special orbit that follows the line between day and night on Earth. This position allows the mirrors to catch sunlight on one side of the planet and reflect it toward areas that are experiencing darkness. Each mirror could be as large as 55 meters wide, which is bigger than many houses and small buildings. When sunlight hits these mirrors, it would be redirected toward specific places on Earth. According to the company, the light would not be as bright as daytime sunlight. Instead, it would look more like soft moonlight, gently brightening the night sky. The company believes this technology could solve some real-world problems. One of the biggest issues with solar energy is that it only works when the sun is shining. Solar panels cannot produce electricity at night. Reflect Orbital argues that if sunlight can be reflected to Earth at night, it could help power solar systems after dark. This could be useful for remote areas, disaster zones, military operations, or places that need temporary lighting without building new infrastructure. In theory, the mirrors could be controlled very precisely. The company says it can aim the reflected light at a small, specific area, and then turn the mirror away once it passes over the target. This would prevent constant light pollution in one place. Reflect Orbital describes its project as a new step forward in clean energy and space technology. Reflect Orbital is not just talking about ideas, it is already moving forward. The company has requested permission to launch its first test satellite, called Earendil-1. This test satellite is expected to be launched in April 2026. During the test phase, the mirror will be much smaller than the final versions, but it will allow engineers to see if the idea works in real conditions. People in certain parts of the world may be able to see this test mirror from Earth. It could appear as a bright, moving point of light, similar to a fast-moving star. While this might look interesting to some people, it is exactly this visibility that worries astronomers. Astronomers depend on dark skies to do their work. Telescopes are designed to detect very faint light from distant stars, galaxies, and planets. Even small amounts of extra light can interfere with these observations. Artificial light from cities already causes major problems for observatories. Adding thousands of reflective mirrors in space could make the situation much worse. Astronomers say that even if the mirrors are aimed carefully, they will still be visible from far away. Light reflected from space does not stop at city borders. A single mirror could be seen from over 60 miles away, appearing as a bright streak moving across the sky. With 4,000 mirrors, these streaks could become a regular part of the night sky. Another major concern is the growing number of objects in Earth's orbit. Space is no longer empty. In 2019, there were about 2,000 active satellites. By 2025, that number has increased to around 15,000. Experts estimate that by 2040, there could be as many as 560,000 satellites orbiting Earth. Adding 4,000 large mirrors increases the risk of collisions. When satellites crash into each other, they break into thousands of pieces. This debris moves very fast and can damage other satellites, space stations, or spacecraft. This problem is known as space debris, and it is already one of the biggest dangers in modern space exploration. Space debris does not stay in one place. Once it is created, it can orbit Earth for years or even decades. A small piece of metal moving at high speed can destroy a working satellite. Many services we depend on, such as GPS, weather forecasts, internet connections, and television signals, rely on satellites. A major debris event could cause serious disruptions on Earth. Astronomers worry that adding thousands of mirrors increases the chance of a chain reaction, where one collision causes many more. This is sometimes called the Kessler syndrome, where space becomes so crowded with debris that it becomes unsafe to launch or operate satellites at all. Light pollution is not just an inconvenience, it is a serious scientific problem. Many important discoveries are made by observing faint objects in space. Artificial light can hide these objects completely. If mirrors reflect sunlight into the atmosphere, even briefly, they could ruin long exposure images taken by telescopes. Modern observatories often take photos that last several minutes or even hours. A mirror passing overhead during that time could leave a bright line across the image, making it unusable. This wastes time, money, and scientific effort. The concerns are not limited to scientists. Many animals rely on natural darkness to survive. Migrating birds use stars to navigate. Artificial light can confuse them, causing them to lose their way or crash into buildings. Nocturnal animals, such as owls, bats, and insects, depend on darkness to hunt and avoid predators. Scientists warn that reflected light could be up to 4 times brighter than a full moon. This level of brightness could disturb ecosystems across large areas. Plants, animals, and insects all respond to light cues. Changing those cues can disrupt feeding, breeding, and sleeping patterns. Humans are also affected by light at night. Our bodies follow a natural clock called the circadian rhythm, which tells us when to sleep and wake up. Darkness helps the body produce melatonin, a hormone that supports healthy sleep. Exposure to light at night can reduce melatonin levels, leading to poor sleep, stress, and other health problems. If artificial moon-like light becomes more common, especially in rural or dark areas, it could affect people who are not used to light pollution. Over time, this could have long-term effects on mental and physical health. Reflect Orbital says it understands these concerns and is working to reduce risks. The company claims that the light beams will be small, focused, and temporary. Mirrors will be programmed to turn away once they pass over their target area. According to the company, this will prevent widespread lighting of the sky. However, many experts remain unconvinced. They argue that even short reflections can cause damage, especially when multiplied by thousands of mirrors. They also worry that once the technology exists, other companies may copy it, leading to even more artificial light in space. This project raises a very important question: who controls the night sky? Space is not owned by any one country or company. It belongs to everyone. Decisions made by a private company could affect people, animals, and scientists all over the world. Some experts believe that international laws need to be updated to deal with new space technologies. Others argue that there should be limits on how much artificial light can be introduced into space. There is no doubt that Reflect Orbital's idea is creative and bold. It shows how far human technology has come. At the same time, history shows that new technologies often have unintended consequences. Electricity, cars, and satellites all brought benefits, but also new problems that society had to learn how to manage. The challenge now is to balance innovation with responsibility. Clean energy and new space technologies are important, but they should not destroy the natural systems that support life and knowledge. If projects like this move forward without strict rules, future generations may grow up never seeing a truly dark sky. Stars that inspired ancient cultures, guided travelers, and helped scientists understand the universe could slowly disappear from view. Once lost, natural darkness may be impossible to restore. This is why many scientists are asking for careful testing, open discussion, and global agreement before such projects become permanent. Reflect Orbital's plan to light the night using space mirrors is both fascinating and troubling. It promises new possibilities but also brings serious risks. As this project develops, it forces humanity to think deeply about what kind of future we want. Is more light always better? Or is darkness something valuable that must be protected? The night sky has always been a shared human heritage. The decisions made today will determine whether it remains that way or becomes something entirely different.